All right, welcome back. I thought I would gonna like go over some crafting real quick because I just crafted myself a new crossbow. So this is the previous crossbow I was using to get through the campaign and into like Act or T. What was I doing? T7, T8 maps or something like that with this, and it was still doing really well. But I made a decision that I was like gonna attempt to craft something that was decent. Now, I picked up tons of these bases. I 3-to-1 them with your reforge bench right here, just to try and get something that I can use. And all of a sudden, I randomly hit increased physical damage tier 3 on one of the uh, cannonade crossbow bases, and I was like, you know what, tier 3 is pretty decent. It's not perfect or anything, but that would probably carry me to T16 maps. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try to craft this one, right? And it's the one that I have in my inventory here. But I'm just gonna use this as an example. So the way to do this craft is you definitely need this mod to start with. You find a blue base. It has this prefix that increased physical damage as high of a tier as possible, preferably tier 1 of course, but anything between tier 1 and tier 3 would be acceptable, I would say. And what's gonna happen then is you are gonna add a suffix if it doesn't have one with a perfect or a greater augmentation, or and then what we're gonna do after that is we're gonna go to the essence. We're gonna get one of these. Oh, not one of these. One of these in the greater version. This one that sits right here. I've already used mine, but it adds flat physical to a crossbow. And then what is gonna happen is you're gonna upgrade the blue to a rare, so a magic to a rare, and it's gonna now have increased physical damage and flat physical damage. And what I did after that was using one of these preserved jarbones, and I then added that with this new omen. This is not the right one. This one makes it so it only adds a suffix. I had one that made it so it only added a prefix. So I put that in my inventory, I right click it so you see it lights up, and then after that I'll hit it with the jawbone, and then we go to unveil, and it should look something like this. Now my augmentation orb sadly gave me dexterity. That was not the greatest mod you could have, but at least I have increased physical, flat physical, and increased physical with attack rating. Tier 3, tier 3, tier 3. I have to settle for that for this moment because I do want an upgrade. But still, if we take this and we look at the two crossbows side by side, you can tell that the minimum damage on my new crossbow is pretty much as high almost as the maximum damage of the old one. So this is an incredibly well crafted crossbow in my opinion. Now I am gonna attempt to exalt it, hoping to hit something that is useful. Now, I don't know if I actually, yes I do have. So a good way to save your exalts a little bit is using one of these omens that will add 2 random modifiers. Now there's only 2 rooms left and it's all suffixes, so automatically those 2 random modifiers should become suffixes. What we're hoping to see here is basically GG would be getting attack speed and skills. I don't trust, oh, we gotta highlight it like that, and then we hit it, boom. And we got probably the worst outcomes we could have right there. Reduced attributes, terrible, terrible, terrible. Now, what I would do here is I would go with the omen. Oh, right, it changed to her. If we go over here to the omen, not this one. Wait, what? Right here. It's called ritual. We have this this one right here. I would use this one to remove the suffixes, and then I would literally just try and exalt one more time and try and see if we can't hit something good. This is a little bit expensive. I'm gonna put a div on here. So they are 3.5 div, but it is probably the best choice to use that, in my opinion, if you really want like hit something super high end. And if you're just happy with what you got, well, I'm gonna be kind of happy with what I got. If we look at my DPS here on the explosive grenades, let's see what happens when we put this on. Yeah, I'm gonna be happy with that, even though it doesn't have any increased attack speed or anything. I'm pretty happy with that one. That is plenty for me. Not only does this also shoot a grenade, so now we got 5 nades out at the same time. It should also let the cannons shoot 5 nades, which is sick. We could still corrupt it as well. We could sanctify it as well. Not worth, I would say, when it's all tier 3s and whatnot. But if you had hit all tier 1s, you had your skills, your attack speed, and whatever else mod you would want, then I would probably try and sanctify it or corrupt it for another socket, whichever one you want the most. But yeah, that's literally as simple as that. It was super easy. It took around 3 minutes, 4 minutes maybe, and I spent roughly, I want to say 20 exalts to craft this, somewhere in that area. So really cheap, honestly. The only problem is finding the base. Finding a base with a high physical damage increase is not easy per se. Pick up every white base you see, pick up every blue base you see, and every yellow base you see, and then make sure to save them. Once you have like a stack of them and you don't like, basically with bad mods, as you can see, this is pretty bad, this is pretty bad, and this is pretty bad. So you just grab the 3, hit your reforged bench, you put them in here, reforge, grab it, and you see, is it any better? Boom. Little bit better, right? Not perfect or anything, but that is not a bad roll on the physical right there. We got accuracy and physical. That's actually not too bad, you see? That could be kind of a good start right here for just a low-end version. And then if, let's say, you really wanted the increased physical, and let's say, do I have a suffix? I want. I could technically. So you could also use your recombinator here. We could go like this, and we could say we really want the physical and we really want the skills. 26% chance that rolls, and then you would be like pretty set for the next part. But that's all for me, man. I hope you all have a good day. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I will catch you all in the next one.